everyone, it's Finnovation. In this video, I'm going to show you how this piece of wood can seemingly float without taking any gravity. It's called Tensegrity, it's really cool, so stick around. Alright, so the very first thing that I need to do is come up with how I'm going to make this. Now I want to make this out of wood and some driftwood. So I picked up these 3 pieces of driftwood at the beach. And I'm thinking that the actual bases will be made out of wood, but the actual, like the little hanging arms will be made out of driftwood because I think that'd be a nice touch. Alright, now to make the bases. So most of them have like a U shape, and they're made out of like 3 chunks of wood that's just in a U shape, and that's what I'm going to call the base. So all I have to do is get 3 pieces of wood and cut some wood. So I'll do that right now. Alright, so as you guys can see, I have my wood chunks, and I can shape them into 2 U shapes, and I will have my base done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw these together. So when I'm screwing these together, it's important that they're the same shape, and I believe that it matters that the weight is the same because this pretty much works off of balance, and I'm going to explain how it actually works at the end, but for now, all I'm going to do is screw these in. Alright, now that our 2 U shapes are done, and they are roughly the same size, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my driftwood and have the parts that look like this. So now how I'm going to attach these is I'm going to sand it down a little, or I'm probably just going to cut it with a saw right there and right there so it can be a smooth edge, and I'm just going to screw it in just like that. Alright, so as you guys can see, I have my 2 pieces done, and now all I have to do is put the string in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill some holes in the places where the holes need to be and put some fishing string there. Alright, so as you guys can see, it is complete. I mean, it does look really cool. Now I am going to put a stain on it, but before I do that, so make sure you stick to the end, but before I do that, I do want to kind of explain how this works. So as you look at it, you might think like, wow, this defies gravity or whatever, but in reality it doesn't, and I'm going to kind of show you what's happening. So first, the really obvious thing is as this wants to fall down because of gravity, like this top base up here. But that's stopping from happening because of this string right here. Now, the other thing that it wants to do is it wants to fall and tilt like this. So it wants to go like that, right? And why it wants to do that is because its center of mass, which means where it's like the heaviest and where it balances from, is over on this side. So that means that it wants to fall, like that. But that's being stopped by these 2 strings over there. Now, the other way it wants to fall would be maybe left or right because it's not absolutely perfect on balance. But as you can see, if I try to turn it, let me get it balanced. If I try to turn it this way, it's being stopped by that string. And I try to turn it that way, it's being stopped by that string. So in reality, when I put it here, the only way that it could fall would be falling backwards and turning like that. And as you can see, if I give it a little push, it can. But any other way I push it, so if I try to push it like this way, it can't really fall. If I try to push it that way, it can't really fall, except obviously once it starts going backwards because my push wasn't perfect. But as you can see, that's how it works, and it's really cool. And what also is kind of crazy is because I did use some fishing line right here. This is 20-pound test. It's I can put 20 pounds of pressure on here, and it won't snap because of the string is 20 pounds. So unless I put 20 pounds, then it'll crack. But basically what's happening is the whole thing is in constant stress. So this string right here is very, it's being pulled apart. This one's being pulled apart too, and same with that. So all these strings are being stretched, and that's what's happening. And I just think it's so cool to look at. Like, it doesn't seem like it should be able to stay up, but it does. Mind-blowing. Alright, well, that sums up this video. And I think this sculpture is so cool. It's so cool how it, like, uses gravity in physics.
Finn, did you know I read a book on gravity?
No, I didn't.
It was hard to put down.
That was terrible. Whatever, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!